What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video, and today, I guess you can call this Gogeta Part 2. So, I got him today. Stream kind of screwed up, so I couldn't really stream labbing with him and experimenting with what he got today, which really made me upset, but I did mess around with him for a while. I can actually show you what I want to show you instead of messing around with 3-minute footage. It's gonna be cool. Alright, so here he is, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan? Why? Okay, I'm not gonna ask questions, right, about Dragon Ball lore. The very first thing, I know this is definitely on people's minds. Hold on, let me get it. There you go. He is fuzzyable, he's quite tall. Like I said, too, he has a jump like trunk, so he can fuzzy many characters. He can fuzzy like Piccolo and hit like all your standard characters that Bardock could fuzzy, which is pretty nice. Looking at his moveset, like, so here's his jab, 2L, 5M, 2M, 5H, just want to remind you a little bit of hit, travels quite far. This is 2H, right? And this is his 5S and 2S. So at a glance, his ground normals, like I said yesterday, his ground normals all sent him moving. This is probably one of his strengths. They want him to be very mobile and active. I also, like I said, I compared him to a character I played in another game, Margaret from Persona 4 Ultimax. Mostly because he has this move and this move. So this anti-air going up, this is literally his 2H. He gets air options after. So it's a little late though. There you go, there you go. It's pretty late, but he does get air options after, and there's not really land recovery, it's just the move's total time is pretty long. Now, one thing about his normals that, so usually a character like this with ground normals like this, in a normal game, the ground game is a little awkward because the moves are big and moving rather than just like he's in place with big moves. So like his 2L, like he has this long distance one, right? But you also have to consider Super Dash, so it's actually a pretty interesting choice to decide to give him moves like that, because Super Dash would I'm not gonna say it'd be all the moves, but it would be it would give him some trouble them having things like that. This 5M is gonna be pretty important, so it's a moving upward move. It doesn't have head involved, but like as you can see, like you can beat Super Dash pretty cleanly with it if you do it right. Okay, it's of course a little difficult because it has no involve, but wow. Let me use the Q. There you go. Oh, it clashed. So like I said, it doesn't have head involve. It can be done. Usually what you're going to use this more, though, you're not going to try to hit Super Dash with this, as you can see, because I'm messing up 100% of the time. The big thing is that you will catch jumps with it. So, more than anything else, you'll catch jumps with it. Whoops. There you go. And he is -2, so this is -8. So another thing about his moves is that he doesn't really have ground normals that are safe. So I'm going to go about this later. So this is -5, this is jabs, quite good. But besides that, a lot of his buttons have unsafe frame data. So like this is -8, this is -13, this is -13, this of course is airborne, like it's -20 but it's airborne. And this is like -11 or something. Okay, it's -8. So he has a lot of like unsafe frame data. His jab has medium block stun just like Bardock's. So you could do like pretty late. I did it. Okay, my bad. But see, the thing is, he doesn't have like fast moves, so his case is weird. There you go. That's pretty late. This move's like I wanted to use another move to show it. It's kind of intentional design. I feel like he has a lot of slow moves because his staggers would be pretty good. I think. Now. His key blasts are beams, like I said before. So this is just S, and if they do like this, you either just straight up hit them, or if you're scared, you can just vanish. But you just straight up hit them. There's no grazing his projectiles. It's just a beam. Same with his 2S, and it works like a beam too. It jails into vanish. He uniquely has a ton of moves that jail into vanish. Actually, like this. Oh, looks like too fast. Like this is 2S jails into vanish. Also. This jails into vanish. This jails into vanish. This jails into vanish. He has a lot of moves that jail into vanish, which I know a common thing that people say about GT is they gave him stuff that other characters have, and this is something a lot of characters used to have. A lot of characters last year in Dragon Ball had just shit that gelled into Vanish, so when you did it, you were just plus, but they took it away from almost everybody. So now you either need 2 bars, or it's like some move you won't really get that much, right? But he just has a bunch of moves that he will definitely get a lot. So let's look at his air moves next. Okay, so his air moves, he has a sword. Oh, whoops, my bad. That's. So one of the biggest things about air moves is how good are you at hitting super dash. He's really good at hitting it. He's really, really good. This is mostly trivial timing. His jump medium, is pretty much like an air Vegito 5L, and you could OS this really easily just by mashing into his jump heavy. That is his jump heavy right here. Keeps air options, pretty good range, decent amount of recovery, like no landing recovery, but he has a lot of total time, like 54 frames total, and sends it horizontally, right? And of course, like I said, he has the jump S and jump 2S, which work the same as his ground beams. So as far as like on grounded opponents, like, you're not really going to be using this. Like you could traverse a screen. That is literally Tiger Knee jump heavy. It's pretty fast. It reaches pretty far. Not full screen, but pretty far. The real big winner is this move. It's active forever. You could just throw it out. OS against Super Dash very easily. And every hit is an overhead. So if you're a tall character, it's really, really, really hard to defend him, I feel. Even though that 2L looks a little slow, it does line up with this. You just have to practice it on your own. That's really good. There you go. His air beams are pretty much the same, so like the one thing I don't like about his air 2S is that the angle is not super. You have to be pretty high for this to hit full screen. It's really similar to Trunks. Like that. You have to be like here. You can't be like full screen. They made the angle like pretty carefully. Okay, so next I'm going to go into his special moves. So he has Rekkas. So the idea is like get special move with follow-ups. So you can think of this as like a short Bardock Lariat that has follow-ups. So the move itself is safe. Not this move is safe. The Rekkas themselves are safe. Right, so this is -5. And the medium ones have little gaps in between. Like little gaps. So you can't like vanish them or jump out of them. You have to pick Reflect. And the last hit of it overhead. Right? Always -5. When you let it recover, it's always -8. The EX1 is -3. You can do the EX Ender whenever you want. You can delay cancel a little bit. They're all -8 pretty much. They don't. You can't. Oh, it's not guard only. I was gonna say it doesn't gel and vanish. Right, it doesn't gel and vanish. It's I'm not sure what you're gonna use that for yet. The main thing is like that hits overhead, but he doesn't have like a low option off it. So I feel like you're supposed to. I'm not actually sure what you use this for yet. I've been messing around a little bit. This doesn't give air options. Oh no. Excuse me. When I was trying it earlier, I could not get it. Okay, that one does give you. This one does not give you. And of course this always does all of them. So next would be the flips. So this is his light DP, the SS DP. This is his medium DP, full invul. Okay, full invul. This is light DP, so I'm gonna get hit. Oh, it's kind of fast. There you go. So full invul, but if I do a jump in, I get smoked, and then I get this the EXDP. So fast, right? Now the main thing about his DP, so we'll start with the light DP. So the obvious thing about light DP would be, of course, the usual trivial shit. Of course, he could do some medium DP too, right? He could do some medium DP, but you might as well do it with light DP. Okay, so trivial. But I think the big thing is what happens when you clash, because when he initiates a clash war, so this is 6 frames, so Man, they showed me how to do this yesterday. I forgot. So instead of setting up, so when you do clashes with this, I'll just make him do reversal to make it easy. He can't clash himself. That's godly. He can't clash himself. Let's get out. Let's get out our good old SSJ Goku. Who can he clash? I want to say when he goes into clash battles. There you go. Okay, so when he goes into clash battles, of course he has 4 LL like everyone else, but okay, so of course he has 4 LL like everyone else, but when the opponent's back is into the corner, he could do this and combo off it without using Vanish, so it's pretty strong. So even though it's not fast, he has like a really, really good option if you're willing to gamble that I think is pretty good. I think it's pretty notable. Most characters, you know, when you do their DPs, they have to vanish and you get your punish or whatever, but he could just kind of let it rock. You're going to punish him anyway, but at least you're not wasting a bar on that, and you get a pretty big return, and you keep them in the corner, which is kind of nice. It's going to be all blue life, but again, the raw damage is probably going to be worth it. Then you have this. This is the Feint. The Feint or Beam. So you can pick which one that you do. So when you hold forward, you go to the up one, you hold back, you do the back one, and when you're in place, or if you don't hold anything, it just stays in place, right? Same as if you fire. When the beam connects, it automatically does a follow-up, right? And this follow-up, of course, jails into Vanish. It jails into Vanish. So it's actually a pretty good move. You just need to make sure you have an assist that lets you do it. Another note too is that his jump to C, dump down heavy, is not a launcher. It's a dive kick, which is the same dive kick as this. And as expected, just like the other one, it jails into Vanish. Very, very common. He has a lot of moves that jail into Vanish, so he has a lot of ways to create plus frames from neutral. Now, I've been talking about just like his tools, so pretty much his pros, in my opinion, is that like he is really mobile with his moves, and a lot of his shit in the air just beats Super Dash. Like this beats Super Dash, this beats Super Dash, LDP. He's got a lot of ways to just beat Super Dash with little effort. So you could kind of just run around, swing, especially if you have a beam assist. Like there's nothing wrong with say like doing this and like going in, or like doing, let's say, this, right? Or maybe like this. Okay, he has a lot of stuff like that. But on the other hand, I feel like there's only a couple of routes you can go with playing him. So as far as if you're focused on neutral, like the obvious thing would be to pick beams, I think. But one thing about him is like he can snap characters a lot of ways. He has a lot of ways to go into it. There's another way you can go into it. There's multiple ways he can combo into snap. And he's a high damage character, so I don't have combos on deck. I've kind of just been messing around move properties a lot with him, not really looking at combos. But I've already seen pretty high damaging combos of him from people on Twitter and stuff like that. So on the one hand, the one thing about playing him with double beam is while he's really enabled, like he's gonna be able to wish, to be able to do this, for example, or like do this. Like this is like you just get in, right? For example, like he has stuff like that. The problem is he doesn't really get mix up from these assists. He gets offense from it. The best thing you would get, at least quickly, right? Quickly, just from messing around with him for a few hours, is since he has this command grab that I totally forgot to talk about. This. You can do, and it's a pretty fast command grab point blank. It's like 25 frames. You can do your standard like buttons, call assist, command grab, and make it that kind of thing hard. If you have more blocks on, he could do a ton of stuff. But if you don't have a lot of blocks on, he's gonna need like Yamcha blocks on or more to kind of get his rocks off. On the other hand, you could snap, and if the damage is there, if you could touch a death with low resource, then if killing the point character is like a 2-hit thing, if he can first touch snap, first touch snap, bring the character, hit the character, touch a death, and then you have a lead, then you're 2-touching them anyway, right? That's the thing I was thinking about, because I've been thinking about playing him quite a bit. Your other route is to go something, go tanks, something. So Gogeta, go tanks, something, because he gets really, really strong mix-ups with go tanks. Mostly because of this move, the feint, and you know how go tanks locks you in place. So mid screen, I could try to show it. He has a way to appear here or appear here with the go tanks assist. You can do some funky stuff with that. Combo wise, so the main thing he brings to the team combo wise. So first him outright. So he has 3 level 1s. Let's talk about this. So he has this. I think it has to hit it. Okay, hold on. So he has this. Okay, level 1, right? Okay, so he has level 1, and he has this level 1 also. And he has the air level 1 as well. Okay. Now he also has level 3 into I always forget how to do these because I don't play characters level 5. So he has level 3 and level 5. There you go. So he has level 3 and level 5 also. So he creates damage. Like he can hit you and do damage when he hits you. His assist is right here. So has a decent amount of block stun. It's the same as Team Gohan's, 29 frames. It's a little slow, but travels pretty far. So it's just jump heavy, so it hits from about here, which is fine. Extension's pretty straightforward, right? That's how your GT. I'm literally making this up on the spot, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do this, right? Okay, so you have plenty of time to do stuff if you add him to your team that way. As far as what I feel like he's going to be on a team initially, if you can do that route that I said before, I would say point. But as an anchor, I feel like he has some solo functionality because he's hard to hit in the air. Like I said, LDP, he has this move, and a lot of stuff that gels an advantage, so he can do stuff. The only thing is, the main way he could hit you is the command grab. It's the command grab. This. From full screen, it does reach full screen, but from full screen, it has travel time. So 32 full screen as opposed to 25 point blank. Can you be hit by a 25 frame command grab is probably going to be the main question you have if you decide to play an anchor. His assist, like, it can help, and it's just a pretty straightforward strike assist, so like it doesn't offer like super unique support, really. So that's why I'm kind of thinking about him point, maybe second, because he can dump resources. I have to try him out in matches a little bit this weekend and like make up my mind. The main thing about him too, so I've been mostly talking positively about him. So one of the things I don't like about him for sure is that he's weak against guard cancel because his medium's not safe. And he literally, like, this is his only safe move. Is this only safe move on block? Of course, this is +2, but it's a 20 frame move, right? So there's nothing that's gapless into it. So you'd have to like do something. The good news is if you could play the guessing game of trying to force a +2 or doing another move, because he does have SH, even though it's a beam, it's still an S move. So normally when you have characters who have like unsafe mediums like that, the game gives them something. So like for example, Gotenks, you have charge 5H +1, EX hands +3, Trunks, like his 5S is safe on block, and he has ways to like position himself so that he can stay safe and counter poke you. But his moves all advance; they all move close. The only thing I can say is that like you can make certain moves safer from a distance, right? Like can you see like the variable frame data? Like here it's -5, here it's -4, here it's -8. This from around this distance, like I think this one doesn't do it. Hold on. Yeah, this one doesn't do it. But some of his moves have varied frame data. Okay, so this went from like -13 to like -7, right? So you can vary the frame data, but you have to be super, super, super far. So I'm not actually sure how would you compensate for it. That's why I kind of feel like you have to snap with him, because when you snap, you can't guard cancel, so he could stay in on you for a while. But if not, like for example, this Rekka is guard cancelable. Are you gonna make it about that when it's -8? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure how like rock paper scissors heavy his offense is gonna be, or how I feel about that. Where like characters like GT, like this is -4, this -3, this move is either -4 or -5. Right? So his mediums are unsafe, right? His mediums are unsafe, but his lights are really good to make up for it, and he has like ways to exit pretty easily. So I'm really concerned about Gogeta's block string offense more than anything. His neutral is fine, and he does a lot of damage, and perceivably he has a lot of snap like most characters have. So the main thing is going to be block strings. I'll mess around, but my basic summary is I think he's better than decent. Neutral, he gets to whiff a lot. You might not be able to pick that many characters with him. He does a lot of damage. His meter gain is not great. From first glance, disclaimer, from first glance, his damage is great though, and his block string pressure is meh right now. Okay. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'm going to see Otaku in an hour, in 1 hour. So I'll be messing around with him all weekend. He will be out in the States in like 6 or 7 hours. I hope you guys have fun. This will be out in like a couple hours. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time.